or the biggest surprise coming from Sirui is the fact that they pretty much ghosted me. Recently I did a video about Sirui's Anamorphic adapter. It's 1.2x adapter that can work with or any lens, to be honest, but specifically I have a Sirui 35mm. As many of you know, or the ones who have watched, would probably realize I had a lot of issues with that adapter. I won't go into all of them, but a quick breakdown was, well, the two biggest issues: sharpness and the kind of flare quality. Yeah, so I would encourage you to go and watch that before necessarily watching this. It wasn't as sharp as I thought. Even on really expensive lenses, it didn't quite work particularly well with it, and some cheaper lenses, it seemed to work a lot better. The quality of the adapter was very varied. I had been in contact with Sirui during the experience of testing that, and I'd bought it. They hadn't given it to me. It wasn't a sponsored video at all. I'd bought that from the Indiegogo campaign. But it was a very topsy-turvy up and down experience, and since getting the new one, I found the sharpness to be a lot better. So I definitely think that there was something up with that first adapter that I had received. Now, this is the second time this has happened to me with Sirui, and I'm a big fan, definitely a big fan. Again, I literally just bought another camera, and one of the biggest reasons, not one of the biggest, but a good reason that I kept or bought the Sony lens mount is because my APS-C had an extra adaptation to it that allows you to use it on Sony. So like, I love this lens so much that I wanted to keep on using it. The first time I bought this, it was very green. All the flares were not blue, they were very green. And again, this is going over ground. When I went to test this new lens, it was sharp. It was much better. I was very happy with the quality of it, and I've tested it on the same array of lenses, so I may show some of that on screen. However, time is a bit short, but I just wanted to feed back that I do think this adapter is well worth a purchase. But again, if you've ever heard about, some of the older vintage type lenses, they often say it definitely depends on the copy you get. So in this case, at least for the first run or the first batch, and I've noticed they've put up the cost of this adapter a fair bit. It may be around almost £500 to £600, whereas obviously that was part of the Indiegogo campaign, initially getting it reduced, but I'm definitely happy that I got it at that price, but not for the experience I've had since. If I was needing to use it on a shoot initially, it may have run afoul or been returned. The sharpness issue has definitely been, I would say, corrected, or at least within expectations. The flaring issue is more neutral, but I definitely think that there is something whereby it's not like the neutral flares that you get on their other array of new lenses. It's still a little bit more tinted on the green front, and it flares a little bit more, which I do like. The first one flared less and was less sharp, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. But the biggest takeaway that I've had from this experience is, or the biggest surprise coming from Sirui, is the fact that they pretty much ghosted me after I received this new version. I fed back and said, yes, it was sharper, but there were still some issues around the flaring that I was having. And I just wanted to maintain a conversation and ask them some questions about it, but then they just stopped replying. Literally overnight, after I got it and replied to them, because they sent it, and then that was it. It was kind of like end of conversation. One of the reasons, well, I don't know any of the reasons, but I'd also send them some other reviews that I think, like, for example, Tom Antos had done, and I asked him if he had had any of the issues that I had, and I sent him my video, and he said no, he hadn't had any of those issues. So whether or not his version was a version closer to this, I don't know. Whether mine wasn't a bit of an oddity, but I have also spoken to some of you in the comments and have had similar issues with that. So I'm very happy that I have a good quote-unquote copy of this particular lens. One of the reasons why it took so long was because of this whole ghosting and delayed issues. The experience of being ghosted by Sirui has left me a little bit like, I'd still probably buy from them again, but their customer service, although initially fantastic, and they replaced this lens, which was a green monster to begin with, and now is perfect, I would say. And now this one has been replaced and is now closer to being perfect, and especially for the price, I think it's been amazing. And I can get now an anamorphic look to some degree on every lens that I own, and especially a 1.5 on an APS-C that I can use on a Sony a7S Mark III with a slight bit of a crop in and or clear image zoom. So I think all round it's a win. Just be aware, I would say, in your dealing. Be aware, it sounds terrible, but once bitten, twice shy, in this case twice bitten. So yeah, that hasn't been a great experience, but in the end it did get sorted. I am happy. It is sharper. I don't know if I'll either do some other videos with them and or just over time, as you see some of the new projects that I do, I'll let you know what lenses as ever I'm using, so you can take a look. But I haven't had the time to specifically do all the breakdown tests of each lens and each aperture with side-by-side comparisons for this one. I would love to know what your experience is of this adapter and if you've had any similar issues. But just through my experience of this and my experience on that lens might just be that their campaigns maybe carry a little bit more risk on the initial batches, because yeah, I've had it happen twice and they seemed a lot less eager to speak and or dialogue than they were the first time. So obviously they're growing as a company, in terms of anamorphic ranges and lenses. So yeah, just hope the quality control improves over time. So I too look forward to my next purchase from Sirui, whenever that might be. I'm very much looking forward to using this now that I feel like I have a sharp version, a good version, and I look forward to seeing what you create with yours if you indeed decide to go out and get one, which I think at this point would recommend overall. Thank you for watching. Please do share, comment and or subscribe, all that lovely good stuff to send it up the algorithm. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye now.